Hello and welcome back to Vault Holocron, where today I am going to explain the Theelins. Theelins are the sentient humanoids, which were rare to see. Theelins could have lavender, white or bronze skin, were spotted and mottled, commonly had brightly coloured hair, had horns on their head, and had hooved feet. Theelins commonly were artistic. Now I am going to explain notable Canon Theelins. First up is Hagrach Bep, a male which was vice president of Downer during the High Republic era. His husband, Jian, and son, Theo. In roughly 230 BBY, a group of Nihil kidnapped Theo to prevent Bep and the Downen government from acting against the Nihil. Not long after Theo was abducted, Jedi Knight Vernestra Rowe and Padawan Imri Cantorus, with help from the Jedi stationed at the temple on Downer, managed to rescue Theo. Bep travelled with Cantoros to the Starlight Beacon to ask for help dealing with the Nihil on Downer. While on the Starlight Beacon, Bep was attacked by Galactic Republic Senator Gira Staros and some accomplices, who were traitors. Cantorus found Bep afterwards. Next is Diva Funkita, a female assistant of Gargula Besardi, the Elder, as a gift from Jabba. Diva Funkita was often taken along to events by Gargula. She watched the Boonta Eve Classic pod race with Gargula in Jabba's private viewing box in the Mos Espa Grand Arena. After the race, Gargula and Funkita left the box. Now for Jux, a female which lived on the Colossus, a mobile aircraft refueling station on Castillon. She was present the first time Gazuda Ziono, a military pilot and later resistance spy, entered Aunt Z's tavern. A Rhodian called Glem was telling her about Ziono's reputation. Shortly after, a fight broke out, in which Jux fought Yanni. Next is Loref, a female archaeologist according to legend. Next is Chasna Chadwick, a female pilot. She grew up during the time of the Empire and experienced a lot of xenophobia. In her life, she had seen many of her heroes die fighting for freedom. One day, when Chadwick was working on Archinayo, she was attacked by a street gang. However, she was saved by a woman called Liana Halleck. A year later, after having robbed a black market holovid shop, she saw a rebel propaganda video. After watching the video, she realised that Liana Halleck was actually Jyn Erso. After learning this, she idolised Jyn Erso. She travelled to Jedha and she joined the Rebel Alliance. Later she joined the Hound Squadron, a Rebel Alliance starfighter squadron. At one point in time, she was on a recon mission aboard the frigate Helion's Dare at the planet Girus. After a transmission from a scout, they were found and chased by the 204th Imperial Fighter Wing. This led to a series of battles over time involving many squadrons, during which Chadwick's friend Fadim was killed. Eventually, after many pilots had been killed, the squadrons reformed into one under the pilot Ranunja. However, the new squadron was beaten over the course of a few battles, leaving only Chadwick and Wild Lark to escape. They were saved by a working group led by Agent Cairn Naden. They later joined into the Alphabet Squadron, a New Republic intelligence starfighter squadron. Although not getting on best with her squadron, she and the Alphabet Squadron went on to do many missions. Now for Prophet, a male spice addict and founder of the cult Inheritors of the Crystal on Nar Shaddaa. He started the cult so that he could gain followers and weapons. Chadwick was forced into the cult by her mother. However, Chadwick escaped. Next up is Razi, a female bounty hunter during the time of the Clone Wars. She was part of the Crate's Claw, a group of bounty hunters led by Boba Fett. The group was hired by Major Ragoso for a 6-hunter job on Quartzite. However, Sarge Ventress killed Oked, a member of the team, for trying to flirt with her. Bosk and Razi saw this happen, and so called over Ventress and told her that she owed them a favour. They then blackmailed Ventress into joining their team for a mission by threatening to turn her into the authorities. At Quartzite, Ragoso told the team that their job was to protect a chest on a sub-tram. The team split apart, guarding different parts of the tram, with Razi staying with the chest along with Highsinger. They fought against the Cage Warriors. Razi and Highsinger were bested. However, Ventress was able to claim the bounty for the group. Ventress claimed the bounty despite handing over the chest with Boba Fett inside instead of the bride that was supposed to be inside. She also took extra credits for freeing the bride. Afterwards, they regrouped and Ventress gave everyone their share of the credits. Razi was present when Quinlan Vos came to Boba Fett for information on the location of Ventress. He was looking for Ventress to get her help for assassinating Dooku. A while after this, Ventress came to Boba and the Crate's Claw to hire their services so that she could free Quinlan Vos from Count Dooku on Sereno. On Sereno, the bounty hunters created a distraction while Ventress infiltrated Dooku's palace to rescue Vos. Ventress found Vos and the bounty hunters had trapped Dooku under webbing. However, Dooku had informed Vos that Ventress was the one that murdered his master, Thom, causing him to turn on Ventress and side with Dooku. The bounty hunters and Ventress then had to escape off-world, with the mission being a failure. Later down the line, Razi was hired along with Sugi, Embo and Dengar to be bodyguards for the Grand Hutt Council. When Maul, Savage and Pre Vizsla came to negotiate with the Hutts in an attempt to gain their allegiance for the Shadow Collective, their newly forming criminal alliance, the negotiations failed, and Jabba ordered the bounty hunters to kill Maul and his group. The bounty hunters, with help from Hutt enforcers, were able to pressure the intruders out to the landing pad. However, when the rest of Death Watch arrived to give support to Maul, Savage and Vizsla, the bounty hunters were overwhelmed, and so Dengar threw a smoke bomb and the bounty hunters escaped. During the time of the Galactic Empire, Razi formed a criminal syndicate called the Razi Syndicate. They were in competition with the Pike Syndicate, with Cinnabar's Infonet predicting the Pike Syndicate would eventually come out on top. The Razi Syndicate at one point obtained a copy of The Smuggler's Guide, also known as Maz Kanata's Journal, a book owned by many smugglers, pirates and other criminals, in which they added information to the book. The authenticity of the contents of the book were verified by Twirm, who, after having annoyed Razi with suggestions for her syndicate, was executed under Razi's orders. Information of their encounter was recorded in the journal. The journal was later stolen by Crimson Dawn when they raided a Razi syndicate warehouse. At one point in time, Gracchus hired Razi to deliver a shipment of Mark X executioner droids for Gracchus's arena. However, Razi failed to deliver the shipment, leading Han Solo to believe that she could have been killed, supported by the fact that other Crate's Claw members were unsure of what happened to Razi. Next is Ricky, a female who, along with Brenna, Grit and Celise, tried to join Captain Spikewheel's crew. Spikewheel stranded them on a junk planet, Lotho Minor, after Maul had sent out a large bounty for his capture to lure a starship for him to escape on. After the group had a confrontation and fight with Maul, they eventually trapped him in an electronet. As the group were leaving the planet with Spikewheel and a captured Maul, Maul broke free and killed Spikewheel. Ricky opened the rear hatch to get rid of Maul, with Grits falling with Maul. Maul then killed Grits. Now for Ristal-Sant, a female Theelin-human hybrid, which was a singer and dancer. She was adopted by Ortolan musicians on Coruscant. She was tricked into slavery by a Black Sun lieutenant, but was later freed by Lando Calrissian, after which her parents organised for her to perform with the Max Rebo band. She performed with the band at many places, a notable place being Jabba's palace. In Return of the Jedi, she is seen performing Jedi Rocks, gaining the attraction of Boba Fett. Next is Diva Shalika, a female half-Theelin singer, which was a slave to Jabba the Hutt. In 32 BBY, she accompanied Jabba to the Boonta Eve Classic. Now for Gouti Therese, a member of the Iron Squadron during the time of the Empire. The Iron Squadron was a rebel cell only interested in fighting the Empire for the planet Mykapo. In 2 BBY, the Empire sent an advanced patrol to the system. In a battle with the patrol, the Iron Squadron's hyperdrive was damaged. The Ghost crew came to their aid, informing the crew that they would have to abandon the ship. However, the crew didn't want to flee. Eventually, the Ghost crew managed to convince Therese and the rest of the crew, except for Captain Mart Matin, to abandon the ship. Matin was captured by the Empire. Commander Jun Sato ordered the rescue of Matin, in which Therese gave her support. This mission was successful, and the Iron Squadron decided to join with the other rebel groups. Therese was later promoted to lieutenant, and was stationed at the Great Temple on Yavin 4. Next up is Unidentified Jedi Youngling, a youngling which was part of a group of 5 Jedi initiates that were doing a training routine with Jedi Master Minus Velti when Order 66 occurred. Velti managed to protect the younglings for a while, giving them some time to run and hide. However, Darth Vader eventually found them, killing them all except Reva. Obi-Wan saw the body of this youngling stored in Fortress Inquisitorius. Next is Unidentified Mechanic, a male which was held prisoner by the Empire on Freighter 2716, so that he could work on a secret project. He was rescued by some rebels, including Saw Gerrera, Sabine and Ezra. After this rescue, he joined the Rebel Alliance. Now for Unidentified Jedi, a Jedi during the time of the High Republic. The Jedi travelled to the astronomical object Blarum, along with an unidentified Aki-Aki Jedi, in order to hunt down Triv Blago, a beast trader, who partook in the illegal capture and transportation of dangerous animals. They found him while he was in the process of trading with Ty Uric, a force-sensitive monster hunter. They arrested Blago, but Ty Uric escaped on a speeder. Next up is Ilra, a female which met Tamu Dri, a cadet for the Empire, on a Pantolamin cruiser, a type of luxury cruiser. The two of them got married. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and bye.